From the Pixie Dust Studio in Minneapolis, Minnesota, welcome to the I See Hope Empowering Positive Change podcast. I am Lorenz, Human Energy Engineer, and your host for today's episode, Destiny Updates with Wes Hamilton. We're talking about solutions for celebrations during COVID-19. Let me tell you a little bit more about Wes. Our co-host and featured speaker today is Wes Hamilton, Master Numerologist and Chief Spiritual Officer for Core Passion, Inc. He provides insight, guidance, and spiritual support. He reveals how ancient mathematics connects timelines, showing us where and when to focus our time and energy. And Wes told me this is week 15 of what we're experiencing with COVID. So Wes, tell me more about what's going on for week 15 that's really starting on Easter Sunday, April 12th this year.
Yeah, April 12th. Wow. It's interesting what the 15th week, and it happens to be Easter. 15 is all about coming together with friends and family. So this is going to be an interesting one because we're coming together in a whole different way to celebrate. When I was looking at what are the celebration holidays this weekend, that got the Good Friday and we've got Easter Sunday, but I didn't ever know what Saturday was about. So I asked Lori, she didn't know. So I asked Alexa and she said, it's the Celebration of Pets holiday.
Nice. National Pet Day. I like it.
National Pet Day, and go kiss your toad and include them during your celebration. So yeah, it's National Pet Day today.
Well, the pets are working overtime because they need to keep us all cheered up.
Well, and as you said, and I saw on the internet also that the pets are all being adopted. And now that we're walking the neighborhoods, we need somebody to walk with. So go get a buddy. You got a pet. So that's kind of fun because there's a lot of happy dogs out there with people.
Yes, definitely. And during COVID, we're all in this together, right?
Yeah, seems like it.
How can we celebrate when we're so far apart for social distancing and shelter in place, all these things? So I think a lot of people are looking for a solution to really keep celebrations going on, but to also respect quarantine and keep each other healthy. Do you have some tips or hints for us about all that?
Well, I do. Numerology is just a fun topic, and it's got all kinds of hidden solutions if you just know where to look. So today I'd like us to talk a little bit about the energy of the day you were born. It's going to help you understand what's going on. And also, coincidentally, your name will give you insights and guidance on how to celebrate.
Nice. So the day you were born, for example, I was born on the 16th. What does that tell you?
Well, the 16th says people in your life have come together to celebrate with you because they've chosen you and you've chosen them. It's more of a spiritual number that says it's important for you to learn how to trust and enjoy people as they learn how to trust and enjoy you. So when you're going to celebrate, be authentic. Tell them all your fears and hopes and dreams. Yeah.
All right. I will do that. I think I do that with my family. I hopefully am a little bit more gentle with the people I don't know.
Yeah, most of the family I know, and I don't have very many left, but Lori's blended family now, who I've blended with, and they finally blended with me. They were a little weird when we first got together. They weren't weird. They thought I was weird, but I thought that was weird because I did all this number stuff, and they finally gotten to understand me. Well, accept me, I think is a better word.
Accepting is good. That's a good place to start.
Yeah. So yeah, each number has a different energy.
Right. And what's cool to me, as I've learned numerology with you, is that the numbers 1 through 9 are
Yes,
the ones we're looking at. So everything comes back to one of those numbers.
it does. Everything's a derivative or an expansion or a reduction, 1 through 9. Yep,
Even letters can be numbers.
they are. That's the fun thing that Pythagoras figured out. There's a vibration to every letter in the alphabet. So he matched up the alphabet letters to the power of the energy of each number. So I think we talked about earlier before we went on the air is that you're going to share that secret chart with them.
Yes, we have a freebie. We have all the solutions for celebrations in a chart.
Yes.
And it'll be easy for people to find a letter that goes to the number that has all the answers.
Yes.
And I was talking to you before, right? And we were comparing notes, what we're going to do for Easter Sunday for the weekend.
Yeah.
No matter what you celebrate for springtime and how you embrace this. Well, Minnesotans have this thing called the Easter Sunday snowstorm.
Yes. And usually it's, I would guess, inspired by the intense basketball games that are going on right now.
Or would be going on.
Yeah.
Yes. So here we are. We're going to have a snowstorm that's pending. We'll know later what happened, but that's a tradition in Minnesota. So
Yes. We celebrate in the snow.
yes, we do. So we hide Easter eggs in the snow, and then that gives us more time because they're refrigerated to find them. Not to mention they leave a little bit of all that food coloring in the snow and it starts spreading. So it's like a bullseye. So you can find them faster.
Okay. I guess I never experienced that, but
Well, that's if you're using real eggs with real dye.
yeah. Okay. We've graduated the plastic eggs.
Oh, yes.
Little for the grandkids. No, Lauren and
Yes,
I,
just a little different. So what story do you have that reminds, well, actually you have a story that just happened, right?
I do. It's got a lot to tied with my name and my birth date and that sort of thing. This impromptu weekend was an interesting thing. When I was talking with my sister yesterday, we were talking about what we were going to do and how we're going to celebrate. And as far as we know, we're all going to celebrate and stay home. And I have a client that raises chickens and she brings me eggs once in a while. So the reason I called my sister is I have eggs. Do you want to meet somewhere in a parking lot and I'll lay the eggs on the ground and you can walk over and pick them up? And she's like, I just bought eggs. I don't need the eggs. Okay. So I said, well, all right. And she said, hey, I got an extra Easter lily. How about if I drop that off for you? And I said, okay. She said, what are you going to be doing? And I said, well, it's kind of a sunny day, so I am going to go out in the backyard and get my burning barrel all started up and burn some branches that have fallen through the winter. And she's like, wow, maybe John and I could come and just sit around the fire with you if we stay 6 feet apart. I said, yeah, probably could. So then I was talking to my cousin, Patricia, and she said they were going to stay home. And I said, well, we're going to do a burning thing and Carol and John are coming over. You want to come over? And it's like, yeah, that'd be fun. What can we bring? I said, well, let's have hot dogs and hamburgers. And I forgot all about the COVID thing. And so we were all set to meet today at 1:00 around the burning barrel in the yard, 6 feet apart. And Lori, the wise person in the family, said, you know, we have a mandate. We're not supposed to be getting together. Even if you do stay 6 feet apart, how can you share food and any kind of a beverage and stay safe? So this morning I had to call and cancel everything. Now that ties totally into my numerology.
All right.
One of my main numbers, the birth path number, the power number, is a number 1. And the number 1 is very independent. And the thing that gets me into trouble is I tend to want to do things my way. And it usually turns out pretty good, at least in my opinion. So I think my action word that you and I talked about, if you're going to harness that, would be awareness. What's going on in the world now that you're part of it? It's like, oh yeah, awareness.
Right.
Mandate, lockdown, no
Right.
eating, no touching.
So when we look at this as a solution for celebrations,
Yeah,
right? All the ones that are out there in the universe, right? Making up their own rules, saying, oh, we can get around this.
yeah,
We'll just stay 6 feet apart. So the word that defines it is independent.
that's the number one energy. Yep,
Right.
very
And
independent.
yep. And the solution action word is awareness.
Awareness. What is going on around you so that you can be aware of how you can be independent without stepping on anybody's toes.
Yes. And the letters that turn into that one energy, there's 3 of them, right?
Yes. A, J, and S.
Nice. And don't worry, people, you don't have to write this down. I'll have it in that chart. And all you need to do is sign up for the IC Hope newsletter and you'll get a copy of it.
Yep. And
So, if we go through the numbers 1 through 9,
okay.
how about we go through that and see what that might look like?
For Easter celebration, yeah.
Yeah, well, guess what? We're going to be running into a couple other celebrations during this whole, social distancing thing before we're to the other side. So
Yep.
this is good information, no matter what, for a solution for a celebration.
All right. Well, I've got my list here because I've been working on it with different charts and different people today, and it's going to continue on for a few more weeks. So the number 2, that's an energy that likes to be with people. So if you think of the number 2 as an energy that wants to connect, like togetherness. And togetherness means you need something or someone to be with. So the energy, the action word around 2 is connect. When you connect with a 2, they feel better. So this holiday season, or any holiday season, if you have a 2 energy, you want to be connecting with someone, okay? It helps you feel better.
Nice. So 2s are togetherness as a definition.
Yep.
And connect as their solution.
There you go.
And thankfully, we have a lot of different ways we can connect now with technology and so forth.
Yes. Yes. And technology is becoming so much fun. I could use a computer to type on, and I never talked on a computer till now. And it's so interesting how change and crisis gets our creativity going. And last month we were all excited about learning about how we could be creative, and we thought it'd be more of a fun lesson, but right now we're being creative to survive and thrive. So it's interesting how numerology slowly builds up from one frequency to the next.
Well, I can see that a lot because this next number 3, I've got a lot of that in my chart. So tell me about 3, Wes.
3s are the creative, fun people. They're the ones that, they're the joy bringers. They like to have everybody have a good time. They like to do social connecting. Now it's social distancing, but it's being involved with something that stimulates conversation and ideas. 3s forget where they leave their car keys. They forget why they went into the room to get something. It's interesting. 3 is the most fun energy we've got, I think.
And what's the solution for 3s when they want to do celebrations?
Time to focus. You got to focus. If you're going to celebrate, you got to focus on what you want to celebrate, who you want to celebrate with, and why. And that can be easily done by planning a meal.
Yes. And you can plan it so you can all eat across from each other on Zoom. Yes.
I hope someday, and you're in technology, I hope someday we have three-dimensional Zoom. And as I was going on my walk yesterday morning, I thought, wouldn't it be cool if Zoom could have fragrance so we could smell that turkey and the pie?
Okay, we are now on the holodeck of a certain Star Trek episode
Yeah, we are.
at that point.
Yeah.
So next number, this kind of goes right from, okay, we went out into the stratosphere and creativity, coming back now with a number 4.
Fours are really grounded, down to earth, very practical people. And if you're going to be a practical person, um, you're the one that everybody goes to make sure it gets done right. So my sister, when I suggested we all get together, she said, well, tomorrow morning, which would be today, we're going to get up early and go to the store and get some food. I said, okay. So I get up early this morning to make sure she doesn't get there and buy all that food. Well, she was so practical. She wanted to make sure she got there and got it. So she went last night and bought all this food. And this morning she's dropping it off at the end of my driveway because she does not want all that food. But she's a 4 energy and she's got a lot of practical, responsible things.
So it sounds like her solution for the celebration was to do what she could despite what cards she was dealt. So
yes, right. And her solution needs to be, and she's in the middle of it now, being flexible. Because we're gonna have a Zoom call at 5 with a celebration cocktail.
There you go, happy hour.
Happy hour. Yep.
Yes. So 4s, that is all about being practical, and the solution is all about being flexible.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
So Wes, I hear you might be a 5.
I got a lot of 5 energy in me, and 5s are very restless. They've got to be on the move all the time. So if you're going to do something to celebrate, get out and walk the neighborhood. I'm going to walk the neighborhood and work in my yard just to keep myself busy, because 5s have to be doing something. Movement's huge for 5 energy. So that's my solution for today. It just feels like I can't stand to sit inside much longer.
So it sounds like 5s by definition are restless.
Totally.
And in order to get through that, the solution is to distract yourself, right?
That's what I'm doing. I got to distract myself with busyness to keep my restless energy activated. Yep.
Makes sense.
And sometimes I just get in the car and go for a drive, maybe to get some gas, or maybe to pick up a Powerball number or do something, because I just got to be moving.
Makes sense. And, this is week 15, and that turns into a 6.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And we're right up there with 6 energy. So it's perfect because, 6s are what?
They're the responsible caregivers, the nurturers. And Lori's got a lot of 6 energy, and she's the one that said, hey, wait a minute. We're under a governor mandate. You are not going to have people over here eating and partying around the campfire. Like, oh, I forgot. Yeah, 6s are very responsible. They're practical, like a 4, only they nurture and care about people. So with the 6 energy, in order for you to have a solution on how to harness that, you got to allow people to do what they want to do. So right. She was nervous all night. It's like, oh my God, I can't sleep. We're going to have these people over. Where are we going to put the food? How far away can we sit? And So being responsible, that was a great thing that saved us from breaking a mandate. And now she's relaxing by allowing the rest of the day to flow as it's going to flow. She doesn't have to worry about it anymore.
Nice. That works. So next number, 7. What do 7s do?
Oh, 7s are cautious, very cautious. A 7 wants to have enough information to make a good decision. So if you're going to be having a holiday, I should have been using my 7 energy instead of my 1 energy. And for everybody that's listening to this, we have a lot of different numbers in our chart. That's why it's important to know which numbers are where, and what number are you in this month, and what number are you in this part of your life. And it's so complex. So today we're just talking about one number in one place while you're celebrating the holidays.
And that is the first consonant of your first name.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. The W.
For Wes. W for Wes. And then also, so if someone is a 7,
Yep.
their definition is cautious. And their action word is trust.
Trust. Yep. You got to trust that you have enough information to make a good decision. You have to trust that whatever someone else is suggesting, that they may be right. You don't always have to research every answer. So for the holidays, trust your inner self, trust your intuition, trust your inner guidance, and you'll have a happy holiday.
Right. And it's trusting in that positive mindset that it's going to be okay because we're all in this together.
Yes. Yes.
All right. So we're trusting. Let's do the energy one step further on an 8. What are 8s all about?
Well, Lori was born on the 8th, so I've got a lot of practical experience around that. 8s like to manage and make sure everything happens at the right time, the right place. Some people say they like to be in control. Oftentimes, when we do have people over, not this weekend, of course, Lori will organize and manage everything. That's what 8s do. So if you're going to be celebrating alone or with your closest inmate friend that you're trapped in the house with, how can you organize and manage your day to have a fun day, to make sure you put some rest in there, some reading, some meditation, that kind of a thing. It's only thing that an 8 can have control over today is themselves.
Well, it sounds like the definition of an 8 is manage. They're managers, right?
Yep.
And their action word is nurture.
Yes, yes. And if you nurture your own self, especially this holiday, you'll find out that you have managed everything well.
Yes. And you're in a good place to nurture others too.
Yes. As long as you don't have to help them with anything today.
It does limit it when you can't reach out and touch someone.
Yeah. Management skills from a distance is a whole new skill set.
I think that edges into encouragement.
Yeah, right.
You guys should have seen this when we were getting on the call, right? Wes had a technical challenge where the audio wasn't coming in. And I was trying to talk with big lips so he could read my lips. And I finally called him on the phone because chat wasn't working. I was trying to nurture you from afar.
You were, and you've got a lot of 8 energy in your chart, and you did a good job. You managed it and allowed me to find my own way back into Zoom because
Yes.
I love technology when it works.
Yes. Well, I've got some 9 energy in my chart too. So what's 9 about?
Well, the 9 is the humanitarian, of course, that wants to make everything good for everybody. It's that nurturing, cultivate a better lifestyle. It's what's the good of the day, what's the good of the purpose of what we're doing. That's kind of what Easter's about, the humanitarian energy. There's several different versions of it with different people. Oh, wait a minute, it says my battery's running low. Can you see my battery's running low,
No, you're okay. We're going to wind it up here before it has any more trouble. So,
wow. Okay.
So 9s sound like they orchestrate people, events, big things in order to, have that feel good event. And
yes.
A lot of times that's like the matriarch or patriarch of your family. They're the ones that kind of host the event.
Yes.
Anchor the energy, right?
Yep. They're the maestro. Think of the orchestra, make sure everything works. Yep.
Yes. So the solution action word for someone who's an orchestrator
Let me
is,
see what I've got here. Volunteer. Go volunteer somewhere, because, there's a lot of nines that are at the food shelves right now. They're in the kitchens cooking and so forth. That's where 9 energy thrives, helping other people.
nice.
Especially nurturing the spirit and the soul.
Yeah, I thank all the 9s out there for doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
We all benefit. And
a lot of ministers and priests are 9s.
that would make sense.
They're here to save our soul or help us save it.
Well, now we have time for inner reflection. And this is a great time to tune into what these frequencies are. And if, on this freebie, you just look up the letter, first consonant of your name in the list, and then read across to see what that number is, and your definition word and your action word, to help really embrace this celebration with that energy.
Yeah, that's the secret code for numerology, the chart that we're going to share with you, the 1 through 9. And it's kind of a fun chart, because if you pay attention to people and you look at their first name and you look at the first letter in the name, you'll see what the energy is for them. So
great insight. So the question I have is, well, you know what? I have a feeling that Wes's battery essentially went out to lunch, because he has left the call. I have a feeling his computer laptop was not plugged in. So this is us going to the next step. And I will have that freebie for you. And we will have a link to that through the newsletter so that you can download that. And Wes is going to have his really cool picnic happy hour remotely on Zoom with his family and friends. And I wish all of you a great holiday weekend in whichever way you manage to combine it and bring it together. And thank you so much for listening. And we will catch you next week on I See Hope. You have been listening to the I See Hope podcast. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and iHeartRadio. Visit us online at iseehope.world, where you can subscribe to our podcast, our newsletter, read blog articles, and so much more.